everyone, welcome to another episode of Team Junya Coffee Time. Today I'm sitting down with Antito Huang, who's over 18 years of tax profession again. Today he's actually going to share some light with us on recent news regarding the 87,000 new IRS agents, and what does that mean to us normal people and even him as an IRS agent himself. So, hi Antito, how are you doing today?
Thank you, Frenchie. Yeah, well, I like to say that I'm an IRS enroll agent on the side of the taxpayer, not working for the IRS, right?
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. But you want the people to represent you, to understand who you're dealing with, right? To be on the other side of the field. But thank you so much. As always enjoying CoffeeTalk with you, man. But yeah, I think it's relevant and important because they've been really throwing. They, meaning the media, has been really talking about this topic so much about, my goodness, the IRS going to come chase the middle class with guns. I think somebody just been disseminating this information. And to be fair, I've been dealing with the IRS for the last 18 years, that. And I take pride in the fact that, I took every case out there to represent the taxpayer. And so I'm not saying it's easy dealing with the IRS. I'm not saying it's been easy for us, but frankly, I haven't really done a lot of audits within the last 3 years because it's been really quiet, right? And that's not because I don't take them. I take them, and I'm lucky and privileged to pick and choose. I don't have to take on any cases now if I don't want to, but I want to be able to get a pulse of what's out there, right? But to say that they've been quiet it's definitely an understatement because we've been really, really lucky.
Preparing to launch an account, attacked by them.
Well, lucky in the sense, again, as an IRS enroll agent, attorney on his IRS, as a tax attorney, we have a good, sources of support for our clients, right? But also for people in the community. And so, yes, people used to call us all the time. I'm getting audited by the IRS, FTB, issued with income reporting, issued with expenses, claiming too much, whatever it is, right? But there's different form of audits. There's audits through letters and just a verification of discrepancies of reporting. Audits or an audit where they literally say, hey, we got to meet up. Let's talk, right, with field agent, or they come to your office, or you go over there, right, revenue officer. So, to your question, yes, it's been big news, and the reason why I wanted to discuss even further is because there's so much lack of understanding of what we do as enroll agents or as tax professional in helping people. And of course, within the pandemic situation, the last 3 years, our role has expanded, right? In addition to being a financial advisor, enroll agent, accountant. I mean, now we're like helping people with PPP, ERC.
Right, all the other grants that was launching
out. We know how to deal with the system. We know how to apply. We know how to prepare statements. So yes, it's been exhausting, for the last couple of years, but it's been rewarding, right? Financially, but also rewarding emotionally because you can add so much value to people's life.
And so just helping out those people who are in the dark about it.
Exactly. And now they're like, damn, the IRS is coming to chase me, right? Especially I own a business, and I'm not exactly secure about how my taxes are reported and all this and that, right? So to clarify a couple of things, yes, 87,000 new revenue agents seems scary, right? It's scary to everybody, right? Because they have so much power, right? Because
that they can just start auditing like all of the one that in the past few years they haven't got a chance to.
Well, exactly.
Probably due to like COVID.
Right. And yes, they came out and said we're not going to try to target the middle class or anybody who made less than 400,000. So a lot of our clients make over 400,000, so they still be scared, right? Yeah. But the point being is that it's an optic game, it's a public relation game, right? They don't want you guys to fear that, hey, they're being unfair to target, the common people, right? But regardless, my point being is that let's be more educated. Let's talk about this in a context of how do we prepare in case something like this happen, right? And I think we've been kind of
So what, in that terms, what are some ways to, obviously right now they have new IRS agents like this, obviously like there's a risk of normal people getting audited, right? So what are some of the ways that people can avoid being audited?
Oh God, yeah, no. Well, let me point real quick about the capacity building. I'm hoping that the new funding, right,
okay.
in which they're focusing on that, is going to be mostly investing in their system, the computer system, the technology, how to address issues with discrepancies in income reporting and audits and all that, and then building up, their customer service. Okay, so don't think that all this money is going to go towards them chasing you and auditing you, right?
Okay.
Enforcement. I would say most of it will be for building capacity to make the IRS more friendly, right? So think of it, maybe it's a positive thing, because those who knows me knows that I'm not doing audit all day long, right? Okay, because that would be boring. But I'm dealing with IRS on a very, very literally almost everyday basis, whether it's FTB, which is Franchise Tax Board, or the IRS, which is on the federal level. It's so hard to get a hold of them. We're talking about 3 or 4 hours on hold.
Yep.
Right, 3 or 4 hours on hold. Working next to us, that man, you can listen, you literally memorize the music because you're on hold for so damn long, right?
And the automation of option that which one you have to go to.
And we got the direct line. That's the sad part. I got the petitioner line,
geez.
and I'm still on hold.
Right.
And most of the time, these things could be resolved very quickly. Explaining why things are taking so long. What's the status of the refund? Why are you not responding to the amendment that we presented? Why, this client's got this letter when we send in the substantiation paperwork already, right? Those kind of things.
Right.
And I cannot do it remotely. I cannot do it, through the website. I have to have a live person. I need to have somebody accountable to get this fixed.
Right.
So I'm hoping that fund is going to go towards that. So,
That's good.
take that as a grain of salt, that yes, there might be issues in the future, but it will be quicker and easier for us practitioners to resolve it.
Right. And
Now,
I have to wait for hours just to get someone on, and just
I know
resolve
you
for
an
probably
attorney,
5 minutes.
and you've been on the phone with them as well. You know that. And those of you who called the IRS before, you guys already know, okay? And we don't do that to our clients. We make sure we call for them in case something that we can't resolve. We need to make sure that we use our practitioner line, use our knowledge, use our know-how to address the issue directly.
Right.
But to your question, you said, what do we do to prevent an audit? Okay, and it's a lengthy. I would say
just a little bit overview, for the
right.
people.
Well,
obviously, they need to talk to their tax profession to make
Right.
sure
Right.
that their end of the year tax is going to be in good hands.
Right. Oh no, I agree. I would say this. I would say the first thing first. I used to hate the website, right? IRS.gov.
Oh, okay.
But now I would say first thing you do is you go in there and set up an account. Okay, because yes, they got hacked before. It was all over the news, and of course, when you hack the IRS and you got access to taxpayer information, it's very dangerous, right? So they got scammed.
And this one, they're going on the website, creating their own account.
Yep. So
personal,
now they got better. So I would say, go online. If you need me to help, we have a team and staff here to walk you through. Yes, you got to go through the due diligence. They need to verify your identity and all that. But once you have an account with the IRS, you see everything. Right? Not just what all the previous tax returns that you file, the income, the wages, the transcript, but also currently, if you've not filed taxes, you can put your information on there and it'll tell you XYZ issue you a W-2.
Yeah.
ABC issue you a 1099. So you're not missing anything.
Right.
Does that make sense? Somebody gave you a $20 dividends and interest, right? Well, I didn't know I got that.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
So now in the
website has all of that, and that goes with FTB as well, right? So number one, so that there won't be discrepancies, you go and create an online account with IRS.
Yeah.
I'll be happy, to walk you through and show you to do that. It's very, very easy. That's number one. Number two, which is very important to me, right? If you have a business, you got a 1099. If you have a stock trade account, I would say I'm not trusting TurboTax or anything that you do yourself online. No doubt. A lot of you guys are very good and professional and great and smart, and you can read up, tax laws and provisions and changes every year, right?
Right.
But please, it takes whatever you input, right? That's what these softwares are for. Do not do that. Do not do that, because again, if you have a business, a 1099, as an IRS enrolled agent who deal with audits, I already know going into your tax, before I even go into your tax return, the type of business you have. typical expenses you can deduct, typical wages and payroll you should have, typical mileage you should claim on the mileage expense. Right? So having that experience and knowledge can give you guidance like, hey, I think we're claiming a little too much here. I think we're missing the cash income. I think we're missing equipment, tools. I think we're missing marketing and outreach. I think the other areas too way too high. Let's not make it, even though you got receipts, and my clients always say, hey, Tito, I got receipts for everything.
Right.
That's
but then it's whether it's really like,
is it ordinary and is this necessary part of the business? You got to ask yourself, okay? So having a professional deal with your taxes give you insight to what not to get in trouble in. Right.
And less headache too, honestly.
Less headache. Yes, I know it's an expense. Our fees are not the cheapest. We're not most expensive either. But you look at us as an expense that you're not seeing a value. Right. We're talking about thousands and thousands of dollars that we're saving people. Right. In the peace of mind. And I used to be shy and reluctant. It's like, no, it's okay. Don't worry about this. Pay us this. Man, if you value us, and if we have not proven to you our value, don't come back. Don't retain us. It's okay. And we're not even taking new clients anyways. Please take this.
Too busy for it right now
but
anyway.
I'm just saying, you have a professional help take care of you, because your taxes are way too important.
And especially, in your field, the laws changes all the times, taxes, rules and regulation change all the time. Look at it, COVID, they've been passing out a few already, you know. So that's why it's really good having a professional to just reach out to, and it eliminates the headache. I'm glad, because I try to do taxes myself, and honestly, it was not easy with like HR block or like TurboTax and whatnot, So I'm so glad you've been doing my taxes for the last few years.
Well, don't disclose everybody. I gave you a discount on that, girl. But but I think to go back to the seriousness of audit prevention was to make sure that, hey, if you happen to do your own taxes, that's fine. Go with the standard, go minimal. If you have a business, if you have stock trades account, if you have, like I said, 1099, make sure a professional
take a look at it.
Reviewing your taxes. Maybe in a future episode, we're going to talk about the investment account, the stock trade, the crypto, how that affects your taxes, and how you should be paying attention to the triggering point that could cause you an audit, Because a lot of people don't realize the trades reconciliation is very important. Some people have company-sponsored stock options, ISO, NSO.
And
very
right now
tricky.
With cryptos and everything
with
too.
Crypto as well. But I think those two major points for you that I wanted to share today was the fact that getting an account with the IRS website, irs.gov, ftb.ca.gov, and dealing with a professional, And please, even if you have an accountant today, expect more from your accountant. Okay, I would say maybe that's a third, is that if you were to retain anyone, expect more of them. Because again, that tax return is everything, In terms of what shows what you're making, what are you deducting, where you at in terms of your whole financial plan. We're not talking about financial planning today, but we're talking about just that reviews all your income sources, reviews of the asset you have, and yet you trust somebody who you pay $50, $60, whatever to get your taxes done. That doesn't make sense to you. Expect more of your professional, Ask the right question. Make sure they're available for you year round, And they have a good team of support. You know what I mean? The relationship with your accountant is inclusive of your tax attorney, your real estate agent. All these people needs to go together to really present a case where you feel fulfilled and complete. As a total financial well-being. Not stress over tax, or my tax guy doesn't communicate with my investment guy. My investment doesn't talk to my attorney. So it got to be interconnected, and you should expect more, but at the same time, take care of them. But that's why we have our team Junior, where we have professional good transition
member and everything. Where we have a tax person who's like professional. There's a law over in real estate and whatnot. So that's really good. That makes sure you utilize your resources. And again, always visit our website. OurSalonMoms.com. If you have any other questions in any kind of field, then just fill out the questionnaire, and one of the professionals is going to be able to, help you or answer your question, But we digress back to that. What if someone get audited what what do they have to do, prepare, or is there any ways to like a professional can help them now?
I need stronger coffee than this for that answer.
I'll get you some more coffee later.
Right. Okay, so don't be scared. It happens all the time. Again, we talked about different level audits, right? Sometimes an audit is just a letter to verify income level, right? I think lately, within the last 6 months or so, there's a lot of issue with the stimulus rebates and the recovery tax credits and all that. So I'm not getting to that area. So those could be addressed very easily, right? So I'm hoping whoever is dealing with your taxes and investments should be able to address those questions easily, just responding to the IRS. But if we're talking about in the case of an audit where they need to see you, or you need to come to their office, I would say the very first thing is to call your accountant, right? Present this to them, and say, hey, what does this mean? They want to verify certain income level, right? Because again, if it's a discrepancies in income, discrepancies in form that needs to be filed that's not filed, that could be responded in a letter. Or sometimes in a phone call if I get through. 3 hours sometime on hold. But if a field visit, right, and an audit that they want to see you, or at your location, at your tax accountant's office, or at your home, and never invite them to your home, then it's a different issue, right? And I would say I would definitely reach out to your accountant, present to him or her, this is what it is, what should I prepare for, how do I deal with this?
So I guess if those professional can't help them in terms of if they get audited and how to resolve it, I think it's time for you guys to try to find like a new tax professional to help them out of
Right. Well, I don't want to be the cause of anybody's job, right, or cause of somebody's losing their job. But no, I think there's certain value people will bring, right? They might not be expert at audits, whatnot,
right?
But they could be great at dealing with your payroll or tax filing. That's fine. I would say reach out. Our office could be the place. Attorney Anna is a tax attorney. I'm an IRS enrolled agent. We don't charge for a consultation. Let me take a look at the letter. Let me take a look at what they're asking for, right? At the very least, get a second opinion. Don't go on an audit by yourself. I pick up some cases already that they already met with the IRS agent. They already said the wrong thing. They already said incriminating things. Wow. And it's so hard for me to pull back, right? And I would love to share with you some of the recent cases, not to brag, but also to use it as a learning lesson, right? That I'm sure people out there could learn. So I would say consult us, any offices out there, and say, what does this mean in regards to this audit they're asking for? And some audit, hopefully, are just a matter of providing some substantiations and paperwork and be done. They're not there to chase after you. They're not there to put you out of your business. They're not there to make you, broke and poor, right? Yeah. But to be fair, they want to make sure what you're reporting is accurate and correct. And being in this field for this long, industry expert specialties. What they're looking for. You know what you can push and what can you not push. Yes, it is very, very subjective. Right, it's sad to say, but you think accounting is black and white, numbers, deductions, expenses. It's not. It's subjective. Some IRS agents are more reasonable than others, right? Some areas, they allow industry standards, certain deductions you can claim. Other people want to receipts and substantiate on everything, right? And those are the ones we escalate and we appeal and we even go to court. So again, there are procedures and systems you use to protect the client, right? But you don't know that unless you're a practitioner. Does that make sense?
Of course. So then, if first, they get audited, and then, like you said, the IRS probably gonna send them a letter, and that's what they should present it to their tax preparer and try to see if sometimes it's just maybe the number doesn't match up, right? And the IRS just wanna get the correction. Maybe it was incorrect or something. So you're not in trouble exactly. There's the chance that the IRS give you a chance to fix it up, right? Okay, that's so good to know, because every time auditing, everybody freaks out the words auditing, and if you get audited, right? So thank you so much for your information today, and always a great time, and you always provide us, with a lot of information on this topic. So everyone, thank you so much. That's all for our episode today regarding, the recent news of, new 87,000, new IRS agents. So don't freak out. Again, check out our website, oursalonmoms.com, if you have any question regarding recent news or, any other topic we had before, okay? Thank you again for your time,
Frenchie.
and
Thanks,
Tito.
everybody. Yeah.
Have a good one.
All right, good luck
We'll
out
see you
there.
next one.